Good evening, everyone. How's it going? I'm hoping everyone is having a wonderful Sunday. Today is February the 1st of 2026. Happy new month to everyone, and I wish you all blessings this beautiful month. This month is a month that is a fearful month for many Haitians living in the United States. Temporary status is set to end February 3rd of 2026. Tonight we are talking about TPS for Haitians, what you need to know. If it is your first time tuned in to this channel, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Being that I don't have much experience myself directly, I have invited a guest to come on the show to share more of their experience and their perspective with the audience. Peterson, Brayburn, Haiti Paperi, thank you for tuning in. And you guys, I want you guys to welcome our guests as we get into the show. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share this live with others. Welcome. How are you, Ja?
Hi!
I've been here before. You have not been on the show in a minute, and I am glad to have you back. Introduce yourself for the many people that have not seen you on the show and don't know who you are.
Hi, I'm Johanna. I like to say I'm a freedom fighter, but I'm Haitian to the bone. And I have a little knowledge on immigration. I'm currently a law student and I'm fighting to finish law school, but when you work in immigration, it's hard. Because you're needed clearly at the moment. So hi Mary, I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for accepting the invitation and thank you for being here with us. For many people that don't follow you on TikTok, because you're a lot more active on TikTok, share with our people on Life in Haiti what have you been working on, what have you been doing, and why you are qualified to give advice on this subject.
I think I know immigration very well. Like, I'm obsessed with immigration because that's the way to free my people into this country. A lot of Haitians that I have worked with, because I worked at a law firm and then I would go to USCIS. So I know it, the inside of it. And from you're doing your I-130 forms to if you have waivers, if you filed for asylum and need removal, has a removal order, the waiver that you need, the I-601, and everything. Like, I'm really into immigration. I make it really my business. And I'm here for the Haitian community. And one day I am going to be an immigration attorney. That's my goal in life if I get there. Because every time I try to finish school, Mary, as you know, they're like, you can't because you need to work. If you don't work, people are going to end up getting deported. You are literally the backbone of your community. Like, and some clients will tell you that without Johanna, a lot of them would have been gone. I'm the
Wow.
fighter.
So, during the time you've been fighting, have you been able to assist some people in getting a stay? Et m'vle saluer tout moun nou yo tout qui a rentré dans live là. Oui, nous c'est haïtien et nous a font ti jan tout pour nous balancer bagay là parce que m konnen m gen do gen moun qui dans TPS qui ap ouais et puis yo ap tande et yo ta reme comprendre tout dans ça que nous ap dit. So, nous voulons dire nous bienvenue dans l'émission et nous remercions parce que vous choisi pour venir dans l'émission.
Mhm.
During the time that you've been working with immigration, how many people have you been able to help during this administration?
I can't count. It's been so many. A lot of the people are on TikTok. I know they recognize, and when they see me, they're like, "I'm going problem." And the minute they tell me they have the problem, Mary, are you here? The minute they tell me
I'm here.
they have the problem, I'm like figuring it out how to solve it because I'm a problem solver. but it's been endless. Like, if you've ever been to USCIS, Palm Beach, Oakland, Miami, and you've seen me. I'm the Haitian girl, they call me.
Have you, when I say how many have you guys been able to help during this administration? There's been a lot surrounding immigration, and immigrants want to hear the success stories. How many people have you guys been able to assist to gain status, to continue their path to permanent residency?
Endless. I would say easily over 600. The amount of people we see day to day, like, sometimes I finish seeing the person helped, they move on with life, and they come back. They're like, Johanna, and I'll smile and be like, oh, but I don't even remember. But it's endless. Like,
Mhm.
USCIS is an endless. It keeps moving. Keep In a day we see probably over like 200 people, different rooms. Anybody that's been to USCIS knows you have different stations, different rooms, endless.
So, how often are you seeing Haitian people specifically being granted asylum?
Um, I would say a good 50% of the time, Haitians do get granted, but a lot of Haitians are here from the 2000, 2001, 2002. They have filed for asylum. And a lot of them have order of removal, and they don't know that. So when they go to get their green card, they deny them because they have to now do a waiver or, other aspects. But a good 50%, I would say, do get approved.
The 50% that do get approved, can you just give us a base of what some of their bases on as far as the asylum they're filing?
Okay, so a lot of this, here we go. Let me put this down. Let me get to going. Okay, so a lot of times when people do come to us, and I always say the people that were in the United States in the 1990s and the early 2000s, because a lot of those people that come, they're coming because their children are petitioning for them. And when their children are petitioning for them, if you have an asylum case and it got denied, and then you have a removal order because you automatically get a removal order when you get denied, and I'm petitioning for my mother, let's just say that example, it's going to be hard for the attorney to file a waiver, which is I-601A, to remove the removal order and for you to go for the green card, because I have to show hardship. That's why when your parents petition for you, your parents are older, they're aging, they could say they need their child because they're getting older, they're aging, they need someone to help watch over them. So immigration is not a one way alley. Like, everyone always think you just walk this line and you're going to get a green card. It's so much different aspect into it. That's why a lot of times when people ask me questions, I'm like, you have to get a consult, because the consult is what's going to help you navigate which road to take, because everyone has a different path. But in the 50%, I will tell you, it's majority of them are people that's fresh here. They're like either came through the Biden parole program. That means they haven't even really done an asylum. Their names are clean, fresh, and they met somebody that married them because spouse. It's a line, immigration. If your spouse petitioned for you, they take that the most serious because you need your spouse to survive. If you petition for your child and your child is under 21, they take that more serious because that's considered to be a minor in the immigration world. But if your child is older than 21, you petition for that child, it's going to take like 6 to 8 years because they're older than 21. And if they're married, it's even longer, because if they're married, you're gonna petition for that child, and then they're gonna have to give the husband a green card or the wife a green card, and if that child has children. So it's like a pathway. It's a That's why I said console. But within that 50%, it's mostly people that just entered the US within the year, I would say 2017 and on. That's what I'm seeing.
You do think that people who freshly migrated to the United States are more likelier to be granted asylum than those who have been there
No, not granted asylum, getting a green card.
getting a
Because
green.
the
Mhm,
asylum is what has now become a problem to getting the green card. Because
mhm,
at first, someone petitioned for you, they're gonna fill the form I-130. And that's what's gonna prove your relationship with that person. Like if it's your sister, your child, your parent, and your spouse, because it's immediate family. And then after the I-130 gets approved, you move on to the I-485, which is the green card. But if you have a removal order, which a lot of those people that came in the 1990s, in the early 2000s, they have removal orders because majority of them filed for asylum. And if you file for asylum, it doesn't fall under like the diction of what it's supposed to be under. It's not going to get approved. Like it has to be like you're a different race in Haiti that no one is. You have a different religion, your sexual preference, and they have almost the same either skin tone, religion. What makes you so different? You have to be somebody when you land in Haiti, everyone wants to attack you due to an aspect that you have. And a lot of Haitians don't meet the asylum criteria, especially with this administration. You see where I'm coming from? And so the asylum is what blocks them from getting the green card. And if you have an asylum, and then you go to have a removal order. If it's your spouse petitioning for you, there's a way to remove the removal order by doing a waiver. If it's your parents petitioning for you, your parents could show hardship. They're going to remove it after a couple of years. Yes, it could get removed. But if it's you petitioning for your parents, that's going to be hard because you have now to show hardship. And it's like, how could I'm a US citizen, I'm petitioning for my mom that has a removal order. What am I going to prove? What hardship? I either have to have some kind of condition that my mom needs to help me with, which is a disability kind of.
mhm.
So that's I call it a train, but there's different aspects to it.
So, but you all have seen success stories. Now, I hear, Jana, that, and guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to please share the live, and we invite you into the comments to please share your thoughts and let us know where you tuned in from tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Jana, I hear that there are people who have been on TPS for over 15, 20 years.
I would say 20
Why
because
is that?
2010
Why
for
is that?
Haitians.
Yeah, why
Um,
is that? Are
because
they
a
not
lot of them,
a path or the ability to adjust their status?
that's it. Getting granted a green card in the United States, it's not as easy as a lot of people think. And a lot of people be like, you live in the US for, some people live in it for 30, 20 years, and you still don't have your papers. And people that say that, you see, they don't understand the process. So, for example, a Haitian enters the US by boat. That automatically is like you came by boat, so you don't have an entry. You iwi, you entered without inspection, basically. So how could you move further along by getting your green card if you entered without inspection? So they don't have any knowledge of you entering the US. So a lot of people that had TPS, that's where TPS came in, they got their travel documents, they went back to Haiti and they re-entered the US and got a stamp. Are you here, Mary? Oh, I think Mary went down.
But I am here. I haven't
Okay.
went anywhere.
Okay,
I'm here.
so you see, when people enter the US, they entered without inspection. Now with TPS granted for them to go back to Haiti and re-enter the US and get inspected. So they got the stamp. And now who could petition for them? A lot of these people, they had children. The children are not older than 21 because you have to be older than 21. Their spouse went ahead and petitioned for them. But if you already had a removal order or you did not enter the country legally, that's another different aspect. Mary, you here? I'm sorry. I keep asking because you keep going away.
It's okay. I am here. I promise. I'm controlling in the background and I'm listening. You don't have to
Okay.
get nervous. We understand, and you have people who are tuned in and are listening.
Oh, I'd be scared. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't
No, no,
believe
you
me.
don't have to be
Don't.
afraid. No. So those people, it was only circumstances that could get them out of the temporary status. But what got a lot of people comfortable in TPS status is the fact that it also gave them the ability to travel back and forth into their country. Is that what I'm getting from what you're saying?
No, that aspect in a lot of people when they first entered the US, I know
Mm-hmm.
people that entered on other people's names. You
We're
automatically
not gonna.
some
We're not gonna. Don't even go
no, no,
there.
that's what I'm saying. You automatically there's different aspect of people disqualifying themselves to getting a green card to the US in several different ways. That's why a lot of times you can't judge the person. Like some people because I can't say name, I'm never gonna say names or anything, but that's one aspect I'm telling you. The way you enter the US matters if you ever want to get a green card in the United States of America. And a lot of our people entered via boat, entered through someone else's name, entered through there's different aspect they did to enter the US because the US was the country they wanted to enter. At that moment in their life, they weren't thinking that would lead to them never getting a green card.
Wow. And immigration is able to verify all of that information.
Via a FOIA. They call it FOIA. It's basically what they do to go in and circulate and see what did you do. That's why a lot of people I tell them if you're on TikTok or any social media, don't ever say you're a US citizen if you're not a US citizen. Everything is being tracked through everything. Like there is a prosecutor that only gets paid if you don't win. So what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna make sure they win to get paid.
Wow.
And if you vote, some people vote. I know one client, I'm saying client, well, some people vote without being able to, a lot of people thought if you had a green card, you're able to vote in the US. You just disqualified yourself to ever getting a green card. Some people now is admitting on TikTok, you see a lot of people admitting to marriage fraud.
Wow. Well, let's get into TPS that
Hmm.
is coming to an end. You were working with uh, a law firm, and
Hmm.
all of a sudden, I hear that there is a pause. How is the current administration affecting even you guys who are employed and work in the immigration department? How are you being affected by the pause that recently took place?
Because usually when the client comes, you listen to their stories and then you figure out a pathway for them to get their citizenship or their green cards. If there's Haiti had a ban on it, that's to begin with, and only US citizens could have gone through that ban. Now there's a huge pause. So now even if you submit your papers to USCIS, you sent your I-130s, your I-485, anything you sent that the person had Haiti around it, even if they became a US citizen, they're no longer fully Haitian, they don't touch it. So if they're not touching paperwork, they're not touching stuff to make it go along, there's no reason for you to even pull up to work at USCIS because Haitians are not getting interviews because nothing's being moved. It's a train. So it's from now 75 different countries. So that's hurting immigration and people that work in immigration even more because if you couldn't help the Haitians, you would have went and helped the Cuban. You could have went and helped the Mexican. You could have went someplace else, but with 75 nations,
Hmm.
who else is there to left to help? Like, and the little that's left to help, it's like the upper ups just took them and called it a day.
Wow. A lot of people are fighting today for TPS to be reinstated or for it to grant a stay for the Haitian people. What does fighting realistically mean? I mean, advocating What can an individual do and cannot do today, that are under a TPS status?
I mean, when as soon as the TPS is done, a lot of people are going to lose their work abilities in the US because a lot of jobs have already been warned that they can't keep the employers who do not have proper documentations. And your license automatically expires. So a lot of people that had like truck drivers or, other people that use license to work, you're no longer valid. So without that, sorry to say, but the possibilities are very low of you surviving in the U.S.
Please share the live and thank you for tuning in. Jean Jean, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. In New Jersey, why they couldn't marry someone since 2010.
Because they had to prove it's not just marrying the person and you go to sleep and you get a knock on your door and they go, "Here's your green card. You married a U.S. citizen," or LPR. No, you have to prove the marriage is real. And a lot of times people went on and married people and they just would not give it to them. I know some people that were married forever. I know this couple, and they just refuse to give it to, and then after a while you would ask questions like, "What is it?" And they're like, "The husband is a truck driver. He stays in her space setting for less than 2 months a year." That's going to be hard for you to convince the government that you're really married and
So,
you're.
being that how are they able to prove it? What exactly are they doing and looking into to be able to say you are or you are not married? What if it is a long distance relationship?
Long, that's what I say, long distance will kill ya. That was that song, long distance because okay, let's just say you have to be on the person's life insurance, you have to be on the person's car insurance, you have to be on the person's mortgage, or if you rent a place, you guys have the loan mortgage rental place together, credit cards together, a phone together, any other bills such as light bill, electricity bill. And some people will do that to, but it's gonna be really hard if it's like long distance, because how do you convince the government that you guys are together when you're long distance? Like it just don't work. Like some people it works, but a lot of time it just doesn't work that way. Like if your husband is away a good 10 months out of the year, what kind of life is that? The government's gonna be like, no, no.
I could see that. Unapologetic male. My mother entered the U.S. in 1980 via boat, and during that time, the immigration process was much easier, and she was able to obtain her green card with ease in 1982. Before we came on the stage, we talked about how Homeland Security, people forgot they really existed, or INS. There was never all of the difficulties and all of the problems with immigration today. And I think too that's what made a lot of immigrant comfortable and happy to hit United States soil, because they are still thinking, what was happening back then, that upon arrival in the United States, it will grant them the opportunity to be legal and to be able to work and help themselves, family, and back home.
And there wasn't technology. It was, when I learned, it was a card that was given to them when they enter the US, and they told them not to lose that card. And you know how much people went and duplicated that card? The technology wasn't what it is today. But there was, because I'm reading this one book that every immigration attorney have, and I got to a point where they were talking about Haiti. And after the coup d'etat of Haiti happened with Aristide, they granted the people that were in the US that filed for asylum, their asylum they wasn't even heard of was automatically granted. And I learned that and I was like, this makes so much sense because there's so many people that came before. And I wanted to show because I'm like, this is where I don't know if you guys could see it. It says the no visa for certain Haitian nationals. They wasn't giving Haitian nationals visa that were involved in what happened, but it says Haitian Refugee Immigration Fairness Act of 1998 filed for asylum before December 31st, 1995, were paroled into US prior to the December 31, 1995 due to incredible fear of prosecution. So those people that were in the US before that time period and they filed for asylum because that's what a lot of people did, the president at that time just automatically granted them their asylum. So they automatically went ahead a year from then, got their green card. And there's a batch of people that will tell you that story, like, oh, that's how I got my green card, that's how I so the people that came in the 2000s were expecting something similar to that to happen. And after that, like in that happened, it never really happened again until TPS hit. If yo te toujou di, Obama te supposed just fè men bagay lan, it would have saved so much people trouble today. Si ane tremblement d'été a été fait, because I believe it was Clinton that did that for the Haitians. And through this book, you learn so much even about Haiti's history, because Haiti's history plays deep in immigration aspects.
I mean, if it wasn't for Haiti, when you look at the United States um, having even Louisiana as a territory, it would not
Mhm.
be. So a lot of people have their opinion, and I understand every country feel like they have their own problems, and by right, we should take care of our problems and not drop off our problems at other people's door all the time. However, Haiti's history, and we've helped a lot of other countries, including the United States. We're counting down less than 48 hours for someone who is really in fear, job, and feeling like they cannot come back to Haiti, and maybe they still have enemies in Haiti, unrecorded enemies. Is there anything that someone can do? Est-ce que gen un bagay ke un moun ka fe? Si ke yo santi ke yo gen elmi, pa gen anyen ke yo ka fe, e yo bezwen fe sa yo kapab pou yo retire tet yo nan un sens kote yo vin un target direktman.
Avec parle créole ou anglais? With avec okay, avec technologie, li ap konkou impossible pour cacher. Si yo vraiment besoin, y ap joindre nous. Et seulement sous du pas use téléphone nous et pour mettre téléphone non côté ou prendre tête ou retirer ou mais non l'autre côté ou le cacher ou ka ouais ça ka fait mais en pile client m'te gen avant qui nous ouais pas gon possible gens pour yo rete États-Unis gens yo ta mérité a y a les Mexique nous gen pe client qui a les Merida Mexico et puis kounya y a yo gen résidence kounya dans Mexique y a travail a fait tout bagay et puis moun nous te parlé avec un immigration avocat Canada. As you know, m'te al Canada, believe 2 fois en 2025. Et puis pour raison ça, yo dit sous entre Canada ou gon moun qui famille ou, qui ka aider ou qui ka petition pour mais ou besoin prouver qui jan moun nan famille ou. Moun nan ka prend responsabilité ou, mais seulement ou pas ka fil pour concours bagay gouvernement dans Canada. Mais moun nan ap signé pour ou ap ka entre Canada et puis après y a ouais ça yo ka fait si yo pour yo bon ka travail Canada pour faire l'autre bagay pour ka vivre dans pays ya. Mais dans États-Unis dans moment ça, pas te ka di on moun juste pas faire rien rete chita parce que as you may know, yo signé pour ICE aller door to door. Pour y aller dans chaque cas yo besoin aller bring support là, mais ou même ou gen moun qui nan kayou a supposé connaître ou gen droit. Sou pa vle yon moun entre nan kayou, moun nan pa gen warrant pou moutre, gon juge qui signe, et puis pas juste prendre n'importe papier yo ba ou. Parce que y a fait ça, yo pral prendre papier dans machine yo juste longer et pour penser that's a warrant. Non. Ou supposé ouais koton signati juge avec non moun yo besoin pour yo entrer dans kayou avec adresse kay la. Et puis, comme ça, mais pas quitter, pas juste ouvrir porte ou pour n'importe moun, pas gen n'importe moun, pas juste gen droit pour yo entrer dans kayou, j'en vle. Ça c'est moment en pile haïtien n'a besoin éduquer tête nous non façon qui vraiment éduquer tête nous. Nous pas qu'à juste faire bagay pour juste faire bagay parce que des fois ou font bagay ou pas connaît qui gens l'a affecté on l'autre. Sous pral parti dehors parce que Aïe a cherché la prétendre la tient pas devant caillou sous gen moun de caillou yo besoin. Pas parti pour donri. Si y a dit comme ça gon fois y a nak support ou y a dit comme ça ou gen on light ou gon ti garçon connaît yo fait ça ou yo gon light ou qui boss dans machine ou qui rete ouvert dans machine kou sorti et puis yo m'pa inviter moun la kay moi pas vinn la kay moi donc knock on my door parce que m'pa di moun pour vinn la kay moi ou vinn nak support moi m'pa answer li nous vinn tourner c'est comme ça pour nous vivre.
What happens if they're just so happen to be out and about? Ça passe si c'est un jour et puis yo dans la rue et puis yo ta rencontré moun sa yo qui conseil ou ta dit dans un sens côté nous ouais moun a perdu la vie yo et gen moun tou nan fear parce que moun nan peur li gen wa gen ti moun la kay la li gen bagay ki très important et lor entre dans une situation comme ça li vin choquant pour moun nan et moun nan ka réagir n'importe jan. Ça qui passe, qui conseil ou ta bay un moun qui rencontré avec moun sa yo dans la rue. Pas oublier guys pour nous partager live là. On nous fait plus moun ap suivre et si vous pouvez abonner avec channel là, abonner avec channel là pour m'ka encourager pour venir avec plus d'informations pour nous.
Moi-même toujours dit yo mettez mais on l'air pas ça c'est pas l'air pour chercher pour entrer en dans poche ou c'est pas l'air moun nan dit mettez-moi en l'air et puis la parole ou pas besoin pas gon question li mando ou besoin answer juste ou besoin parler avec un avocat that's it ou gen lawyer même si yo mando qui coule ciel là qui parce que des fois c'est juste voir yo besoin pour yo faire makaki wa mettez-moi en l'air besoin avocat n'importe l'autre question besoin mandez moi même avec avocat period et puis ou pas goumer avec yo pas comme si parler back avec yo pas jouer yo parce que moun nan c'est ça la return pour faire pour lui même pour gon raison pour le faire ça lever fort là pas bal raison li suivre ou des fois ay sorti pour l'attaquer moun nan camper mettez-moi en l'air si ou camper mettez-moi en l'air yo attaquer yo a geton ou pas nan goumen et pour pas t'a chercher un bagay non parce que premier bagay y a dit c'est ou t'a chercher pour un bagay nan poche ou yo te pensé yo te dans danger yo t'a chercher pour un zam.
Wow, n'importe accusation qu'on y a capable passer et avant qu'on ait bagay yo capable virer. What happens if someone gets married, you know, or just was recently married? Maybe they have been in the country a while and probably was dating someone a while, but never really wanted to legally be married and decided, hey, I'm going to get married now.
You need to go get married. Go get married and then get that petition going. Because you don't have time. Go get married and go get the I-130 petition going. Because that's a form of status.
Do you think that is one of the only way that someone can come out of the TPS status is through marriage?
That's one of the ways. That's not the only way. There's so many routes to immigration. There's some clients that I know that one guy was at his job and then he got shot in the arm twice out of nowhere. Bing. And when he told me that story and he's spoken to other people, they were just like, I'm like, this is your way to your green card. If ou domaje dans États-Unis. Ou pas kal bak nan pays ou domaje. Like, this is it. This is it. Like, yo
Pal
gen
pou an bal
non-immigrant
pou ete
visitors.
non, pal pou an bal pou ete, mes
Non,
amis.
non, pas du tout.
Yo
Comment ça me
bagay
dit
kon
là?
sa.
Ça, c'est une raison. En pile monde qui pas haïtien fait. Et puis, haïtien, pour pire problème ni avec haïtien, c'est haïtien pareil pas nous. En pile avocat qui haïtien, yo pas, yo reme gatekeep. Et nan bagay gatekeep ça, nous passons pile misère. And that's why I said, I'm besoin dire.
Explique sa gatekeep. Yeah, explain to them what gatekeeping is. Let me give a shout out to Cheryl Hugh. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. And let me give a shout out to Jean Cobb. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. And that is with a question. I'm going to let you continue and then we'll come back to answer the Jean question. Thank you, Jean and Sherry. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
You may continue.
Gatekeep, c'est comme si, parce que yo avocat, yo pas vle ou connaît tout bagay, parce que sou connaît tout bagay, y a pense ou pas besoin yo. So, yo just di ou si sa ou besoin, et puis que des fois yo fait cancel avec, yo faut payer pour cancel là, pour yo même ka fait kob yo. Nou vin tourne, et puis chaque temps moi ça en pile, and li fait so nervous, so angry. Parce que like, nou vin tourne nou en temps, nou pas ka just kebe information pour just tête nou, pour aider nous même avec moun nou vle aider seulement. Et journée jodi haïtien rive nan like raison like nan temps ça, c'est parce que c'est by gatekeep ça. Le ou son avocat marché moun yo. M toujours di moun yo m'a fait petition na avel, mais m'a fait avel. Wap chita bon côté m'a moutro ça pour faire parce que gon jour m pap là, gen moun k'ap besoin aider yo et puis moi même besoin ou même aider moun ça. M'ba juste là pour me juste faire comme sou, m'vle moutro, m'vle koko pêcher. M'ba juste vle bon poisson, m'vle moutro ki jan pour pêcher. Pour demain si deve l'aime pas là ou pêcher ou aider tête ou. Like, en pile moun pat kon ça, like, sou nan États-Unis ou dommagé, gen moun kal nan Walmart yo tobe. Gen moun kal, en pile moun sa rive yo, wè yo sou wheelchair, ki jon ap fè depot, m'vin nan pays ou m'de égal, koun yam din kokobe. Ki jama waf kitem pou mal bak nan pays. Gen l'autre qualité visa, ou green card la son visa lié, mais yore gen U visa, non-immigrant visa, gen toute qualité visa. Gen l'autre visa yo kaba ou parce que koun yo kokobe ou kokobe nan pays moun yo. So, ça son pathway pour gen un bon citizenship, pour gen un bon status nan États-Unis. Mais en pile fois haïtien pas comme ça.
E pa simpleman sa tou, mwen konen yon nan jan ke ou menm fiyo e gason, si ke ou te renkontre nan sityasyon ki vreman abusive, kote ou te jwen takou un gason mari ki ap batou, ou bien ou jwen yon fi ki ap batou tou, ça, c'est raison que ou capable de joindre statut tout aux États-Unis.
Yeah, vawa.
Yeah.
It mean just make sure you get evidence. Koko si ba lan rivere le police pour police la gen police report c'est une nan pi bel evidence qui gagne parce que police la vini la pe kri report parce que police la well as ye pal even beautiful. On bagay passer le police try pour aider tête ou et puis raison ça ou ça ka lead ou pour gen status nan États-Unis et pas juste ou kouri ou al marier un moun gen moun ki gen status en pile nation yo gen status yo pas marier personne.
Yeah. There's ways to do it. And the way I see it too, whatever happens, because 48 hours is a long time to get something to happen. I think it's imperative for Haitian people to try and work if they do not want to face the time where they understand that that T stands for temporary. It is very imperative for them to adjust their status and remove themselves out of the temporary status. That way, it is not a constant issue, a constant worry for you because of the fact that temporary means exactly that, temporary. And I've paid attention to a lot of other commentaries, and you see a lot of the people are commenting, why aren't you doing something to get yourself out of that status? I think too many of our people got comfortable in
It's
that
not.
status.
It's I don't think it's comfortable because no one wants to keep paying to renew their work permit, like their EAD card. No one wants to keep paying to. They didn't get comfortable in that aspect because it takes low-key more money to be a non-US, citizen, no, not a green card holder, than it is to be that. So, because every time pour aller renouveler carte travail ou EAD authorization carte ou, ça son corps pour payer. So
Wow.
pour ki sa tout comme ça wap depanse, fix stati sou. Men li pa easy, jan tout moun pense li easy ya. Paske, for example, yon nan pi gros exemple yon mdi moun sa, jan entre Etats-Unis matters. Sou entre Etats-Unis ou te entre sou un passeport, on lot moun ou pap jam gen green card, ou pap jam gen status nan Etats-Unis. Paske ou entre fraudulently, ou entre avec on lot moun, depuis ou te kite yo, sa te kon passe, le moun yo te entre avant technologie te travail. Jounen jodi avec technologie, gen des clients qui entre depuis 2002 avec on lot moun yo getan yo pipli. Yo getan we passeport a faux, y a quitté entrer parce que administration quitté la laisse sa te quitté moun yo entrer. Y a quitté au fil asile, mais ou pas jam kage parce que ou break the law pour entrer tout commencement. Sou pa gon jan ka pouv ou gen I-94 ou gen ban moutro. Kote, mde wè yon ne papye I-94 ti papye verbite mde ke bel on fwa pou mka moutre moun yo paske mem le moun yo entre sot nan bode a mbaka wel kounya mem le moun yo entre sot nan bode a yo bezwen pouve yo gen permission pou yo entre yo paroled in. Sou pa parole de nou just marcher entre États-Unis ou cross border. Wap jom ka gen, wap bezwen retourner back, et puis gen de moun ki bezwen retourner back pour yo rentre États-Unis. De pour sorti ou te entre dans États-Unis ou te rete pi plus que 180 days illegal, wap gen PPT ke ça, wap gen 3 années ou pas rentrer. Pi plus de ça, wap gen 10 ans ou pas rentrer. And all of that a jwe nan affect ki sa ki migration an. Like gede moun yo pa ka just sorti back, yo pral back Haiti pou yo rentre pou yo gen montre inspection yo te entre. Paske depi yo fe sa kounya, y ap gen 10 ans yo pa ka rentre back Etats-Unis. So men an pil moun vin mare, sa ou fe kounya. What do you do now?
Wow. Ki sa ou même ou wè moun yo ka fe, si ke yo jwen tèt yo nan situation ki kon sa.
Mais de samedi moun yo me yo mare. Sou kite pays ya, parce qu'on a besoin quitter pays ya pour rentrer. Parce qu'on pas entrer légal li. Sou kite pays ya comme ça, ou gon on ben ou pas rentrer 3 ans pour God knows 10 ans. Mais sou fon waiver, si ou gen on mari ou ki fil pour faire I-130, et puis koun ya ou pas entrer, ou yo pas inspecteur l'autre entrer ou te just marcher entrer, ou te prend bateau pour entrer, y a ba ou un waiver. Waiver, ou après ten pour on lot 6 années, 8 années. Et puis ou a besoin al back Haiti, pour attendre pour on lot 2 semaines, et puis pour rentrer back États-Unis, pour yo signer patchouin, et puis après ça pour aller prendre green card. Gen de moun pande yo Haiti a, yo tou reten pour green card yo vini Haiti a, et puis yo tou rentre back.
But let me ask you a question, John, because a lot of people have strong opinions when it comes to immigration. Do you think the issue is truly about people entering the country illegally, or is it more about the system itself? Being okay. Well, I mean, share your opinion.
I think that it's not about people entering the system illegally, legally. We have a problem. There's too much of this going on in this country. It overpowers the this. And the president himself told you he would like some people from Norway. Why don't Denmark send some people over? He's tired of getting the people from Haiti and Somalia and Mexico and Honduras and Brazil, Colombia. You know what he wants? He wants them good people from Norway. What other way does he have to put it for you?
Wow. Let's see what the audience is saying. Let's answer Jean question. And guys, we welcome you to share your thoughts on TPS ending February the 3rd for Haitians. If you are one too that's facing that, how are you feeling? Do you know family and friends? And how are they feeling? Jean says, does TPS allow to join army and get green card? Est-ce que on moun ka ale nan militaire aux États-Unis sous statut TPS pour yo joindre green card yo?
Avant, yo te kon fon program administrasyon an, mais administrasyon sa, dou gede moun yo pa bezwen nan army an. You know, I don't have to go that deep into it, but it is bakwel vraiment ap travay. Gede moun ki te try, mgon moun mwen ki te try, but yo dil non.
So I'm guessing that's a no. Is it Lettuce says, why did Haitians and other parents tell their kids not to marry the American blacks?
I don't know. My mom never said that to me. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, people are different, guys. So if a parent said that to a child, I don't think that's what every parent stated within their home, because I myself have a sister who's married to an African American, and that's something that was never mentioned within our home. Like, it's more about character than anything. So, and we've talked about the FBA thing where, you know, a lot of FBA have their strong opinions about staying out of this situation, specifically towards Haitians, because they are feeling like the Haitian community have somewhat stepped away from them too and not supportive of them. But guys, that's just opinions, and those are not
I think it
facts.
was the other way around though. Like growing up, they used to hate us. I don't think we hated them. I think they hated us. Like they made fun of us. So I think it was the other way around.
Wow. Take the 3,000 before it's too late. Are they giving money for people to go? I did hear about 1,000.
Okay,
Are
so
they
let's just say
giving
there's
money?
there's 500 Haitian, right? 500,000 Haitians. Let's just say that. You think if tomorrow, if all the 500 Haitians says, "You okay? We're gonna self-deport," you honestly think they got enough money to just be like, "Okay, here's your check. Here's your check. Here's your check." Here. You gonna leave and you gonna be waiting for that check, and you never gonna find that check.
Are they gonna tell you that you can't be cashed the minute you arrive in Haiti? Madam nou bagen bank sa, non, a chèk sa pede vin la ave la.
Never.
Non, men, de nou, kon jan moun yo e boy isi ya. Ou bientou, gen do a gen chèk $1,000 sa ou mache chak jou, ou ale la bank, e pi yo dou yo pa ka cash chèk la, pase yo pa ka bo $1,000. Yo pa ka bo $1,000, ok? E pou bay 2,000 kob la pou yo bo la dan, anvan yo bo tout kob sa, ou kompren?
I had a friend that self-deported to Mexico, and that's when I put her to the test. I was like, she told me she was going, I was 100%. I walked her through the whole thing, and she's like, I told them at the airport they could go ahead and give it to me. Half of them people didn't even know what she was talking about. they're like at the airport, like, who gonna give it to you though?
Yeah,
She's like, you told me. And she paid for her own flight to Mexico. They said they were gonna buy you a flight ticket.
Zami ou, mebe, un bon bagay kan mèm. Mwen mèm ma priye un bon bagay tombe nan junior. Paske un bon bagay kan mèm pa ka pa tombe. E bon Dieu tou ki genyen la denye mot. God have the last word. The gangster bankster says, let's get the likes up, guys. They are always free. We have a special guest tonight. Don't forget, guys, to please hit the like button and share if you've yet to do so. Conscious Kink says, facts. Elon Musk recently made a statement about protecting the white race. What's sad is Black Americans thinking they are viewed differently from us.
I don't think so. I think everyone knows this is how it's going. The Black Americans that I know of have always pulled up, been the first one, but they told me, because I'm Caribbean American, Haitian American, although I'm Black, they're like, when you guys come, you guys automatically be like Haitians, we do say that, vieux Black American, you. Nous dit ça, vraiment. Et puis, they're like, we're conditioned to think that we could get ahead of them, which a lot of Haitians do say that. And I have Jamaicans that says that too. They're like, when immigrants come to the country, they work harder, they go about it. That's a way they're washing you guys to get away from them. So now they're looking at it like, we've been fighting for so long. This is not our fight. This is the immigrants' fight, right? Because when they die with police brutality, what do Haitians say? They're like, oh, moun sa yo mouri, ou kompran, yal fe la. Nou pa pull up pou yo, kounya nou pa ka expecte yo pou pull up pou nou. Which is true at some point. I'm like, they're not wrong for saying that to us.
Yeah, because by right, it's fair.
Yeah. But at some point, I'm pretty sure they're not the type to be just sitting down and looking. They will say that at the beginning, when it starts, Bele Black American Susan. Yap kon George, ou pa bezwen pe.
Men, map diyon bagay, m gen impression malgre nou kritike yon ak lot pou ti diferans lan, se paske nou pa grandi sou menm teren, men genyen yon bagay avek pep noa ki tout kote. Lè ke nou deside nou ka mette diferans nou sou kote, epi nou kampe ansam vre, ou wè ke la nou ka kreye un mouvman. Se sa te fe, mwen kon jwen mesaj, epi la wè moun ap promote division kont Haitien, Black Ameriken ou bien Jamaiken ou bay kon sa, mwen pa remel paske mwen wè ke nan os Etats-Unis li trez important pou nou menm Haitien pou nou respekte histwa noyo. Parce que nous gen histoire pa nous, yo gen histoire pa yo too. They also have their own history. Therefore, it is imperative for us to respect each other's history and learn to work with each other. So, nan sens, li bon pou nou renkontre yon ak lot un kote, epi pou nou travay ansam, epi pou nou respekte yon ak lot, parce que yo gen vra yo tou aux Etats-Unis, yo subi an pe abitou, e se yon nan bagay gen pil Haitien le yo voyaje, api ki gen do ap di, parol sa ou repete a, sa yo pa kompran, gen pil noa aux Etats-Unis, yo te gen problem pa yo tou. Yo endure an pil abitou, malgre nou menm nou pat konen, e yo menm tou yo te batay pou independence pa yo an tou. They also fought for their own independence. And where the difference come in at, Ja, is that a lot of people are not taught that before migrating into the United States.
But it started with, because not to cut you off, I had a friend and we were talking history. When Haiti got its independence and they took some slaves, they docked into boats, they brought them to Louisiana and New Orleans and all that place. Because that's why if you look at the strip of New Orleans, it's a replica of Cap Haiti. And they said that the white masters did not want them mixing with the Haitians because these Haitians, and that's where the Creoleness, a lot of people that say, oh, they're Creole, it's Haitians that they were took and they brought to Louisiana. And they because they didn't want them to mix. So it started off as the white masters literally letting us know we're different. Because till this day, you go to different parts of Louisiana, they don't claim themselves as black. They say they're Creole while they're French blacks. Like, we have to be honest here, they're French blacks. Just like Haitians are French blacks. They call themselves Creole,
But,
and they kept on calling themselves Creole because they wanted to be separated from the Black Americans.
well, keep in mind that was also taught division. And in that, it created a foundation of confusion.
Mhm.
But today we know better. So Maya Angelou, she told, once you know better, then you do better. And I think it's time for us, period, humanity to do better, but for us to start understanding that, hey, as when you as a parent make a decision to migrate into another country, whether if it's Mexico, wherever you're going, it is very important for you to do your research and teach even your children a little bit about that culture as well, because that's where some of the clash come from, because they don't know about us, we don't know about them, and there's too much assumption, and the assumption create more and more space between us, right?
Mhm.
Let me give a shout out to Concerned Citizen. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. We have 69 tuned in. If it is your first time, don't forget to please hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to share, and let's get about 80 people in the house watching. Let's get more. Partager live lan avek plis moun pou plis moun kapab entre nan live lan. E si ou gen yon kesyon tou, Jana ki travay nan travay sa an imigrasyon, li menm tou li kapab repon un pe kesyon pou nou. I agree. I am from Jamaica and I was made fun of growing up by Black Americans. I still love people who are good people. And
Mhm.
yeah, conscious kicks, I just mentioned it. It's growing up in different environments, but we all had the same struggles. I grew up in Texas where it is majority Hispanics, and I had, the Black friends too. Matter of fact, growing up in Texas at that time, early 90s job, there was not a lot of Haitians, right?
Mhm.
And when I look back today as kids, the kids that did make fun of me, it had a lot to do with each of my parents wasn't teaching me their struggle. Their parents didn't teach them our struggle.
That's what I said. I was like, when I
Yeah,
spoke to my friend, I was like, that's so true. Like, I was like, I didn't know your struggles, but yes, they called us booty scratchers. We stink. Oh my God.
yeah. All of the
Now
names.
we could laugh at it, but trauma.
Mhm. And I hear like a lot of people have issues with like Hispanics, but some of my first friends were Hispanics, and I learned Spanish. I ended up forgetting it, but they taught me Spanish to learn
Mhm.
English, and they've always like shout out to the Spanish community,
Mhm.
specifically Hispanics. One of my best friends is Hispanics, and the way that they were when they saw that I was rejected by my own people, they brought me in. So I was like a baby
Yeah.
Mexican, right? I
That
was the
yo,
only
me
black.
too.
I
Yo,
was the
me and
only,
Mexicans are cousins, yo. These are
yeah,
my
right.
people,
So
yo.
I love Mexicans, and a lot of Haitians. They have a different experience, but it with my own people rejected and would make fun. And like I said, looking back today is only because we didn't know about each other's history. We were going through the same thing, and the Hispanics, they embraced me. They was like, "Come on, little negrita." I didn't even know that was like black girl, whatever. But
Yeah, yeah.
they were nice to me. So yeah,
My best friend's mom spanked me. And I came home, I told my mom, and ever since then, my mom fell in love with her. I was like, she was like, I'd rather do it than for somebody else to do it. So here you go. You're going to walk in the right path. I was like, okay. And ever since then, I was like, I'm Mexican, like, call it a day.
a great community. Ander Neglakai, good afternoon, Life in Haiti family. Thank you for watching, like, and share. Don't forget, guys, to like, to share as you tuned in. I believe we have our choice who to like or not. Very true. They don't give them the money. They said they will send it to the country they're going to.
Bombadou. Then I just said that too.
Nan ma go, yo haba yo kob la vwe ya voyel bay pay yo brale ya.
Et puis pay Haiti ba ou mil good. So you got the self-support for mil good. Call it a day.
Banan ba bezami yo bagay yo an pil. They got enough money, but do you really want to deport to a detention center? Let me ask you a question. A lot of people have the fear that they will be deported to a detention center. An pil moun pense que si ke yo deporte yo, ya pral mette yo nan prison. Eske se sa l suppose ye?
Yeah, là yo prend commencement, yo menon no detention center parce que yo besoin processo. Yo besoin garder pour yo ouais, est-ce que ça y a fait ali? Et ça yo supposé faire mais nous connaît un pile moun yo pas fait ça. Et puis gade fois arrêté en dans kon gen moun kon fait 3 mois, gen client qui kon fait 5 mois. M'pa ka di longtemps. Et puis t'allais là yo fin process ou gade moun qui voluntarily dit m'pa ka arrêter dans detention center ça encore just voye m'nan payer. Ça ou fait le plus vite mais gen moun qui vle hang in there, gen moun qui kon aller yo marié même. Coucou si m'gon ménage m'te gen pour marier avec et puis yo prend avant et puis m'di still remen m'bral marier à mari mais puis m'se US citizen. Yo kon m'pote pasteur m'pote moun qui ka fait nan met là m'entrer avec et puis nous marier là pour là. So legally, li marié avec un US citizen, bal chance li. Yo mette detention center c'est pour just the last roha, the last pour yo sa yo ka fait. Mais gen moun ki dou yo pat même dépasser dans detention center, you just prend yo voye yo aller. So with this administration, wa kon rien. You just they don't follow the rules.
Mwen men moun konsey mka di, ou pa vle rive nan nivou pou ale nan detention center. Men, detention center a ka pa un mouve bagay. Paske la, ou jwen un chans tou pou ka defan ka ou, e wap jwen pe lot moun ki a pase tout jounen ki ap etidye. You know, there's a lot of ladies in there, they quickly learn the immigration law. Some women even, I saw women represent themselves.
Yeah.
Because they have all the resources there at the detention center. And if you're there minding your business and not everyone else's business, just maybe you might be able to help yourself during that stay and get paroled out. Because the way I'm seeing it too, John, what are the chances or someone automatically is deemed deportable that is a citizen that live by the moral turpitude code? They do not have a record. They work. They don't commit crimes. You know, they belong to some type of organization, a church body. All of that is something that is good that you can present for yourself. People are still able to write letters. Am I correct?
Alligator Alcatraz was different. Like, you don't want to go there. It's not, this administration is not like, I have to use my words carefully. You know, I'm not their fan, but I can't just be. The way it's supposed to be, the way you and I would think it is, it's not that. You don't want to go there.
Wow.
Because, especially Alligator Alcatraz, they didn't know. See, there was like a blackout. Et puis, toute lumière yo fermé. Et puis, gon flood. L'eau a levé. Tout le monde qui est dedans is going to be gone. Parce que guess what? Bet yo a rentré. Vous comprenez ça m'dou là? Li pon côté qui gen livre wap li, tout moun yo bay un sac comme si, yo bay un rad pour yo mette, même comforter, yo aluminium, pour yo kebe yo chaud. Et puis ou avec nan chambre nan, cause it's a li kokou kaj, et ou avec un pile l'autre moun.
Is that legal to house someone in such a condition? Because the thing is, even people who are arrested for murder are not admitted into that type of condition.
That's
And
with the
we are just talking about someone that was under temporary status, and that status is no longer active.
because now a lot of them
Legal for that to happen.
a lot of people now that is under TPS that you're about to see all of this happen, you'll get expedite removal. Parce que yo te fil asile nan 2000. Ça fait toujours di moun early 2005 on yo, sa moun sa yo critical, grand moun sa yo critical. Parce que moun sa yo entre nan États-Unis nan 2001, 2002, 2003, to 2005. Yo fil asile. Yo gade asile yo pa approuvé asile la. Yo gon order removal. Yo kon gen order removal la pour 10 ans pi plus. En pile moun te gen order removal avant TPS. Et puis en pile moun tap vive illegal nan pays ya avant TPS. So moun sa vin gen expedite. Lò gen expedite la, yo pa nan pala avon, yo pa nan yo comme si pour moun sa yo expedite ou pa moun anko. And e pa pem vle fe moun yo pem, but mpa ka ri nan situation sa parce que this is what you're looking at. Ou gon expedite order removal ou pa moun anko pou moun yo pa la pou yo pa lavo, yo pa gade sou computer ya. Yo pa moun yo like administration sa yo pa reme, yo pa moun. Yo di nou sa yo pa moun, yo di nou même sa. So nou pa bezon al chercher pou nou ki jan yo moun.
Wow. Let me give a shout out, and don't forget, guys, if you all have any questions, si vous avez une question, pas besoin de partager ça que vous avez pensé. Pas qu'à vraiment faire un poll, or I can't do a poll here, but do you guys think that TPS should be extended for the many Haitian people, especially with the conditions on the ground? And we're gonna get into that too, Ja, because I know that you were just in Haiti yourself and released videos that actually went viral. And I was reading under your comments how many of the people were upset with you because you had so much fun in Haiti, and they're like, you are the reason why they're deporting us.
They're always mad. I don't know. I breathe that make people mad. I'm like,
they said you make it look like, Haiti is, the place to be. Mildred, they don't give them the money. They said they would send it. Yeah.
It's funny because I said it to Mary. Now everybody's telling you they don't.
What I'm saying is, when they are pulling people over in Minnesota, they don't care where you're from. They are pulling over based on skin color
and accent. You don't know how many times I've been places. I went to the gas station and that lady, I'm gonna get my lick back sooner or later. And I know me, I'm gonna get my lick back. She said to me, "Oh, I hear an accent." And I looked at her like, and then she's like, you know what she said to me? I was like, I'm a US citizen, so. And then I started saying, she's like, all these little guys used to come here and they used to buy morning breakfast and go cut the grass. I called ICE on them. They're no longer coming back. M'gade madame dom di ok, ou men mouson moun make ou pa bezwen pe. Map ou pa bezwen pe. I feel like this is the time. This is their time, child. A lot of people have been holding a lot of things in. This administration, they're free. They're free. They're doing their thing.
Eddie Thorne. Hey, Eddie, thank you for tuning in. Who were they and why did they do it? People can say anything, but they can't prove it.
What?
Conscious, concerned citizen, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, concerned citizen. FBA love, thank you for the love towards life in Haiti. Thank you, concerned citizen. Eddie Thorne say most immigrants come over here and get with the white people. They live in mostly white neighborhoods and they go to schools with mostly white people. Do you think that's true, especially with today?
Yeah, my parents came here, and my whole life my dad wanted me to go to school with moonblows. He wanted the best schools. They want, because immigrants, you don't immigrate to a country to be average. Like you don't
So
you
why do we associate what's white to be the best?
Yeah, because like when I would be in class and I'd be the only black girl. And I lived in a community that it was a gated community, and the school was zoned, because in Florida schools are zoned. And I remember I would be in class the only black girl, and my dad, he knew like this is what he wanted. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of Haitians do that. They would rather even put their kids in private schools just so their kids could be closer to Moonblons, get better scholarships, go to better college. That's what they moved to the US to do. It's true. The person's not lying.
That's another show, but maybe if that is how, we're thinking, maybe that thinking can create division as well.
Hmm.
It definitely can. Xandier Matias, thank you for tuning in. Xandier, that was Clinton administration. Eddie says the president or the prime minister went out of his way today. Negative thing about Black Americans in Ethiopia about 2 years ago. Um, James here, and shout out James. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, guys, to please share the live and let us know where you tuned in from. Gina Turner, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you for your continuous love and support of life in Haiti. Thank you so much. She says, let's support. Thank you, guys. So you guys can support the channel via super chat by pushing the $sign on the screen, and you can support the channel. Thank you, Gina. Tom Ford says, hello, Miss Marie. Hello, Tom. How are you? Due process papers. Tom Ford, demoiselle, est-ce que Haiti?
Yeah.
Qui est Nano? Qui est Nano? Tom Ford, qui est Nano à Monday? And Ander Neglakai, yes, if you report yourself for receiving money for self-deportation, they will hold you until they have enough people to flight you out, to fight you out, to flight you out. Project says it's called Immigrants Unity when the Hispanics bring you in. I can't read Spanish, but thank you, and shout out to the Hispanic community. Shout out
That's
to
what I mean.
Manila. Hello, all. Hello, Manila. Thank you for tuning in. Not really, not this administration going to a detention center is not the greatest. You might just get your ticket and go home with dignity.
That's what I said to Mary. I was like, "You're not getting books to read. You're not getting. I mean, it's not your side.
I mean, Trump's first administration was tough as well, but they didn't put you in an inhumane situation. You were still given the ability to have due process. Now, I'm not sure what it is today. Queen, today we don't know what's legal or what's not legal anymore. Things change. Wow.
Yeah.
We need to come together and create workshops to prepare people for the transition. Then the second part of the live, we're going to talk about that. because of your recent trip to Haiti. We want to encourage our people, so I want to encourage you guys to continue to share the live, partager live là. M konen ou gen wa konen un moun Biden, ou gen wa konen un moun ki nan TPS, un moun ki gen doa li tet li pa an pè jodi a, epi li gen tout kalite bagay ki nan tet li. Partager live lan avel, paske en même temps, an nou pa bliye nou se Haitien, nou se Haitienne. Qui est encore qui pourrait représenter pays nous, qui est encore qui capable bay yon ak lot on épaules. C'est nous-mêmes qui haïtiens et qui ka comprendre tout parce que nous aujourd'hui un pile américain a dit voye yo la kayo, voye yo la kayo. Moi t'a gardé dans yon documentaire jodi m'a gardé pour moi si me joindre et puis m'a partager. Pi fort commentaire yo te vraiment négatif, pi fort moun yo ap supporter retourner moun nan pays yo. Ça veut dire que li tan nous même qui peuple haïtien pour nous faire ça nous besoin faire pour nous ranger pays nous, pour nous capable vivre en dans pays nous. CM Mike Greatness, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the support. How can non-Haitian Africans or African Americans support Haitian friends or extended family members? I mean, you just support one of the, I'll let you answer that. How can yes, how can a non-Haitian African or African American support Haitian friends or extended family members?
Reach out. Me personally, I always tell people Life in Haiti, because Life in Haiti has a school, and education is the key to everything we do out here in these streets, man. So I always say reach out to people in need, not just churches, not just, try to reach out to people that that are, good faith, and Mary is good faith. So,
no, there's so many ways to support. We have the center you can support, because one of the biggest problems in Haiti is education. I hear a lot of people saying, well, take your kids. Guys, there's not a person in the world who don't envision good things for their children.
Yeah.
And there is conditions in Haiti that make it's going to be very difficult for a child that was raised in the United States from the age of a baby, whether they were born there, even a child that you removed out of Haiti for 2 or 3 years and they transition into living in the United States. Believe me, that short time removed and sanitized a lot of stuff away from them. It's going to be very difficult for that child to come back and adjust to life in Haiti. It's going to be a shock. It's not going to be easy. And one of the biggest concerns that a lot of parents have is, where would my child attend school? Should I be worried or be afraid that my child may not return because on the way back from school, something crazy takes place, especially if they are in the Port-au-Prince area? I see people saying, well, go to Cap Haitian.
It's over flooded. It's over too much people at Cap Haitian.
It is already overcrowded in Cap Haitian. There's only so many people that Cap Haitian have the capacity to receive. And when people are being deported, or they're deporting themselves with children, 2, 3, or 4 children, guys, that is just not an easy transition. And that is a great way to help in Haiti is education, because a lot of people, it is a luxury to have access to education in Haiti. Um, I know people that are in the healthcare department. To have access to basic healthcare in Haiti is luxury for many people. So, whatever moves you, I know people that enjoy supporting sports organizations in Haiti, sports for the kids, so that they can go out and, play sports, enjoy themselves, and get active. So, guys, support what moves you. Support what moves you. Miss Ty says, better to buy your ticket and leave with
Yeah.
dignity because
Mm-hmm.
they finna kick down the door and round up. I am praying for y'all. Yes, to have a better education, you must go to white neighborhoods because the request and fight for better for their children.
That's the mindset. That's what they said.
Mm. The white neighborhood have more resources. I have been to black neighborhood schools where they don't have books. I had to advocate and settle for copies. Wow.
But it's not because I know some children that went to black schools that got scholarship. It's just I feel like your parents came to this country and they say they're gonna do their best to give you what they didn't have. And like for me, my dad was into education like nobody's business. So he wanted, like, I remember when I went to college, before I went, my dad went to the college with me. We scouted to see which college we like. We sat down, we talked about how much the tuition's going to be scholarship wise and all of that. That's part of the experience. In white schools, I feel like more scouts come out, you have a better chance of getting picked to go to certain good colleges than if you come from a certain school. Because let's just say you go to a school that, I live in West Palm Beach, so Lake Worth High was a school that a lot of people didn't want to send their kids to. You could have been number one at Lake Worth High, and I went to Park Vista, and you were number 30th at Park Vista. 30th at Park Vista looked better than one at Lake Worth High because the school alone said everything you needed to say about the child, the student. That's what colleges look at. It's a sad world, but that's what it is.
I'm listening. I'm getting this article that I was tuned into today to share with you guys. Um, it's really, really sad to hear how the world have been, but tonight I don't want to get into the black and white thing, because tonight we want to focus on the
Yes.
situation that's happening in Haiti, uh, with Haitian people living abroad, in the United States. But whether you white, black, Hispanic, whoever you are that's tuned in, it's time for us to stop the hate
Hmm.
because no one got in line to decide what color to be. God created each and every one of us unique, and we need to respect each other's differences. Miss Claude, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. We should not be naive. We associate being close to whiteness to be the best because of colonization.
Hmm.
Race is a social construct that was invented by the whites to justify slavery and colonization.
That's true.
Well said, Fun. Very, very true. Queen, I have to go to work every day with my passport because they pull up to truck stops and warehouses.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's what I had
Mudlin,
mine. I go to work with mines too.
Mudlin TV, thank you
It'd
for
be like
tuning
that.
in. Wow. Miss Claude says, we need to decolonize our minds. Very true. The white schools are not necessarily the best. I grew up in Haiti and went to schools that uh, went to school, they're up to university. Then we probably had the best schools in the Caribbean. I have been in touch with several groups in US who are willing to assist with the transition. We now need to connect them to resources when they get to Haiti. Wow. Well, get in touch with me, Manila. Thank you so much, Mildred. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Thank you to each and everyone. Let me share this video really quick.
Now.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. We turn now to Trump's deportation campaign with temporary protected status, TPS, for immigrants from Haiti scheduled to end next week, February 3rd. A federal judge in Washington, D.C. is expected to rule any day on a request to pause the termination of TPS for Haitians. An estimated 350,000 Haitians with TPS protections could face deportation. About 150,000 others still have pending TPS applications. That's according to Haitian Bridge Alliance. As Haitian communities and supporters nationwide continue to fight, local officials in Springfield, Ohio, are bracing for a surge in ICE agents to the city if TPS relief for Haitians is not extended past the February 3rd deadline. The city was at the center of President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance's racist smears against Haitians when they said they're eating cats and dogs. This comes as a federal appeals court has ruled that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem illegally ended protections for immigrants from Venezuela and Haiti. It's yet to be determined how this will impact Haiti's TPS case. The Supreme Court last year allowed Noem's bid to end TPS for Venezuelans. For more, we are joined by two guests. Gerline Joseph is co-founder and executive director of Haitian Bridge Alliance, and Maurice Balthazar is a former journalist and certified nursing assistant from Haiti who currently has temporary protected status. She was once president of the Haitians Women's Journalism Association. She fled Haiti after the devastating earthquake in 2010. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Gerline, let's begin with you. Explain what's at stake.
Good morning, Amy. What is at stake is that we have over almost 500,000 Haitians living in the United States at risk of losing everything. That includes family separation due to deportation, where we have children, US-born children, at risk of losing their parents if TPS is not redesignated and extended for Haiti. As you mentioned, we are currently in the court fighting for the lives of over 350,000 Haitians, and we are hoping to get a favorable ruling from the judge in Washington, D.C. However, in order to cover 500,000 people, we need a redesignation and extension of TPS for Haiti.
So you came into our studio.
I'm going to pause this really quick because what got me about this, in my opinion, I felt was a very good and unbiased article, is the comments. You have right here, one person said, now that they have been getting educated for decades in the United States, hopefully they'll go back and make Haiti a better place. The earthquake that permitted their interest was in 2010. Temporary protected status expired in 2025. Saying we're not going anywhere shows zero gratitude for the kindness extended to them. That's why it's called temporary status. It's selfish. They only think about themselves. Them and other nationalities who are losing TPS, they care nothing about how much it costs the American people to keep all the people here. The same way they are fighting our government to stay, they need to do the same thing to their government. No one really can understand what another or other human beings are going through. Anyone, anytime, anywhere, be kind. temporary means temporary. Security for Americans may not be okay, but if you are Haitians, you can be okay there. They always knew it was temporary. Do they not ever know that at some point they would have to go back? You know, as let me add you back. As I read comments like that by the American people, you just left Haiti, John. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm just yeah, it's in my face. I'll be like, are they serious?
Yeah, and majority 96% of those comments, they were in support of, Haitian people being returned. Me, I'm not in support of them being returned, and I also know Haiti need a lot of them, and I know that they're not gonna want to hear that. But the time that they got to stay in the United States, it was a training ground for you to get the education, the exposure, the experience to come back and give it to those at home. You recently left Haiti. How did you see things moving? What was your perspective on what's happening in Haiti today?
Haiti's not ready to take everyone that's coming back. I believe that they should at least let the Haitians extend TPS and let the Haitians stay for the moment. Figure out what's going on in Haiti for real, because Christy Norm, it's been proving that she didn't do her job. She didn't take to see if Haiti's in the condition to accept these people back, clearly. Haiti needs a president. Haiti needs people in place that are working and not just saying they're part of whatever. Because a lot of these people that are coming back, they're either nurses, school teachers, even doctors, some attorneys that have TPS, because it is hard to get a status in the United States. So when they get back, if we had a working government, a government that cared about the people, they would prepare hospitals for these nurses to return to and start working. They would prepare schools for these teachers to enter and start working. None of this is ready for these people. These people are going to go back to chaos. It's already chaotic now. Where they're going. The Haiti has a gang issue, which the United States, it's been proven, has hands in. So
When you say, hold on a second, John, not to interrupt you, because I'm learning to let my guests speak, being without being interrupted. When you say they should prepare something for do you not think that that is the Haitian people responsibility to do so? Do you think
because
it is the responsibility of the Americans or
it
anyone else
is.
to
It
prepare
is the
the
US.
home?
I used to be like it's Haiti's responsibility, Haiti. But at the end of the day, the United States, let's just be honest, choose who they want in power in Haiti and who they don't want in power in Haiti. Let's just be honest here with ourselves. For example, the 9 people that they put, I saw one of them because he stayed at the resort I stayed at in Haiti. They're not doing anything to get the country ready for these people to return to. The United States is telling them we want election. Where's the election? It's supposed to be February 7th. Have you seen anyone promoting election? Who's gonna be the next president of the Haiti? We don't know these things. The country is chaotic because the people they put in these positions that the US elected to be put in these situations, they're not qualified to be in these positions. And we keep asking ourselves, why do you put people who are not qualified to do a job that you know they're not qualified to do? You've been getting craziness and you're going to continue getting craziness, because it's like they set you up to fail. When you fail, they like, oh, that's your problem, you fail. No,
Do you
that's your problems too. That's your problem too, because you set me up to fail.
do you not think it's time that we, the Haitian people, start taking accountability and say, I do not qualify for this position, and this position that's available needs someone who does qualify, and I should not apply for that job, especially with the state that this country is in.
There's
If
a lot
you
of
know your enemy,
hmm
and I'm just speaking on a human term, right? When you know your opponent, you know who's your enemy. Do you not adjust as to how to deal with them?
yeah. But I feel like a lot of the people that, because in Haiti, everyone wants power because they feel like power is their freedom. It's going to be hard for you to get someone that's like, I don't want that type of power, even if they're not qualified for the positions. Because a lot of people who are qualified, they're silent. The people who are qualified to do the job in Haiti, they don't want to take it on because they're like, the people don't listen. And there's going to be a lot of yada yada. And let's just be honest, everyone that's been put in position in Haiti, every president Haiti has ever had, has either been overthrown, had to be a puppet, or that's kind of how it works. The big example, look what just happened to Venezuela. So now the Venezuela's gonna get worse. Who do we say? It's the people of Venezuela. It got worse because of, no, you entered the country, you abducted the president, which is the same thing that was done in Haiti to begin with. So you meddle into people's business and you're mad that now it's your business. That don't make sense.
Mm. Multi-millionaire mindset says France need to run Haiti since Haitians keep fleeing abroad and generationally they have access to the European Union.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
I don't know how well that would work, but
That's not gonna work.
I have, guys. I remember at the beginning of this show, I said that I really feel that Haiti should be a preponderant state. And the change that many of us, even Haitian people, envision, I feel that we can do it, but we refuse
We
to do
can.
it. We
Mary, we can.
refuse to do it. And at times you start to wonder, should another country take the lead?
They can't, because Haiti and the United States are the only two countries in the Western Hemisphere with a world's treaty. Haiti cannot be touched, and it's not going to be that easy to just override and just take Haiti. You.
No, we're not saying I am not saying to override and take over Haiti,
It's
but
not that easy.
how? I mean,
Okay, so
I understand what you're saying, but DR
Mhm.
is right next door, Ja. I went to DR and I was so angry.
But you also have to look at the
I could
history.
not believe the drastic difference, guys, between Dominican Republic and Haiti.
No, I
I
don't
felt
want Haiti to be anything like Dominican Republic
no,
at this point.
no. We're not saying we want to be. You know you know how I am. Like we're
Because I'm
pro
like,
Haitian.
they don't own their land anymore.
We're not saying that. We're not
Mhm.
saying that. But you cannot take away their infrastructure. There's even if you like or don't like someone, there's facts about them you can't take away from them. And they are nationalists and they genuinely love their country. And they,
Mhm.
whether we agree with their decisions or not, their decisions have been for the betterment of Dominican Republic. And many of
Yes.
us, for the longest, we had open door access to go to the DR. Haitians was sitting there right here just watching how well Dominican Republic was developing. Dominicans was developing their
Mhm.
country.
But you also have to look at the Dominican has opened their doors for outsiders to come in. The natural Dominican today, their biggest complaint is they no longer own land. They're being washed out of their own land, just like Jamaica is. And you know, the craziest part about Haiti's, you can't own land on Haiti unless you have Haitian blood in you, right? Haitians own their land, and Haitians are running away from their land. The psychology of that, it means We were never set, like it's been never set up to pass. You own it, they're gonna find a way to destroy it. You give them access to it, they're gonna seize it, and you're not gonna have it. So it's either two things: you let them enter Haiti, and they will come to Haiti, and Haiti will be a different place by tomorrow. You won't have any gang issues by tomorrow. But guess what? Guess what? The property that you own, you will no longer own it. So eventually you're going to be washed off the land. And today, the majority Dominicans that I speak to, because I have done this work with the Dominicans, they're like, they hate it. They hate it. Because it's like like they gave them a bunch of badly manufactured buildings, and the outside appearance is amazing, but the inside is horrible. And on top of that, you seizing my territory. For example, like Jamaica is another one. Majority of the beach land in Jamaica are not owned by Jamaicans. Jamaicans are not even allowed to go there. Although you have a pride, you're Jamaican. Jamaica is thriving as an island, but Jamaicans don't own Jamaica. It's just like it's now a facade. It's like you're hungry, you want food, you have everything, but you just cannot have access to it. That's terrible. And this is why I tell Haitians, this is the time you get up, and your ancestors did it once, you could do it again. Stop running away from Haiti. No matter where you are in the world, you're going to be Haitians. Return back home, fight the fight, and build something. What did they do? We had a earthquake. After the earthquake, they knew these kids that lost their parents, that lost everything, would be unstable mentally. So what do? They give them everything that they didn't have from previously, and then after that they hand them a weapon. After they handed them the weapons, they told them to go terrorize their own people, because they knew mentally these kids weren't equipped to hand me a weapon, and you're gonna see how far you go. Instead of going to destroy my own, I'm gonna destroy you. So they will never hand someone like me a weapon. They hand them these weapons. Now you're looking at Haiti. Haiti's full of gangs. And the people are gangs in Haiti, not because they want to be gangs. They're gangs in Haiti because they don't have the mental capacity to see anything different. Because when they didn't have anything, it wasn't Johanna that came handed them food. It wasn't the government that cared about them. You know who cared about them? It was somebody that had a gun, that handed them the gun. So now all they see is the person that gave them the gun is their hero. And where Haiti doesn't even manufacture guns. That's the funny part about it. All of this that's going on in Haiti, Haiti does not manufacture. Where is it coming from? And they can't afford it because it's like they can't afford food. So how could they afford these weapons? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. But I never want Haiti to be like a Dominican Republic. I never want Haiti to be like a Jamaica. I'm okay with Haiti being a Haiti, and we just have to do the work for Haiti.
I agree with you. But I do think, John, there are some positive aspects that we can learn from other nations,
Mhm.
especially small islands developing the country. Haiti gets so much aid that they're selling their land, but with the aid that Haiti gets, we should be able to see some changes
Well, we
within our
don't get
country.
aid. We get aid, and they take the same aid. It's like a filtered. They give it to you, and then they take it right back another way, a
And I
different format.
do agree. I agree with
So
that.
you don't get aid. It's like a bunch. Like the other day, I went to Haiti, and I was talking to this mulatto guy because he owns a manufacturing business. And at first, he's like, the Americans came to me, and the Americans were like, "This is because the Americans goes to these mulattoes to run these factories because they're close proximity to them. They feel like they're, since they're Frenchmen, and they're from other countries, so they get it better." So he gave this mulatto guy a bunch of money to run the business. A lot of times these people come because Haiti has a color issue. They let these people get ahead of them. So he didn't sit down, he didn't do his business math. He didn't do his revenue, he didn't do nothing. So the money the American gave him was enough for him to buy products, to create the product. That's it. Not enough to even pay the people that he's hiring, employing, and himself to make money, and to, if something breaks, for him to fix. You see how broken this is? So now he has employees that he can't even afford to pay.
Hmm.
That's, you see how crazy the system is? And it's Haitians. We got it. We don't work harder anymore. We work smarter now.
Hmm. Anthony, let me give a shout out to CM Greatness. Life in Haiti, guys. My electricity may be running out soon. Therefore, I'm enjoying the live with you, my sister, and I'm sure everyone else is too. But I want to kind of tune it down a little bit so that I don't just shut down on you all. She preaching, let her cook. Mike say, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Thank you, my greatness. Anthony, can't use a broad brush for any ethnic group. Just because you are a character does not mean that you have character. Very true. I agree with Marie. Character is the value we should seek when engaging others. That's true. We lack character within our community. Yes, I agree with a lot that you are saying. But at some point, we have to accept that we, the Haitian people, have allowed foreigners to come in and do whatever they want. And look at us today. We open our doors constantly to the same people who humiliate us.
That's our biggest problem. We just were too friendly.
Okay.
A lot of people that came, they came from other countries. They weren't nothing in their countries. They came to Haiti and then they became somebody and they stayed. Why do you think these people refuse to leave Haiti? Because they won't succeed anywhere else apart from Haiti.
And we see, even with immigration, how today the law is strict in the United States, saying, hey, we have a right to refuse, we have a right to choose who can stay and who cannot. It is time for us, the Haitian people, to be able to say, hey, we have a right to say who can and can't come in to our country. We can control what can and cannot happen within Haiti. And it is okay. But at some point, we have to take responsibility. You guys, for everyone that is with the worry of TPS, before we go, Ja, what would you say to them? What are some last words that you can share with them?
I would say prepare, because at the end of the day, although a lot of people's like TPS should not be ending, you also have to think last year around this time, they gave us a warning for August 3rd. And August 3rd, TPS, we fought it, they took it down, which is exactly what that administration knew was going to end up happening. So now when TPS is over, you could go ahead and say you didn't have time to sell your house because you were giving a short notice, you were giving a year notice. So with that being said, just at this point in time in life, Haiti se peyi nou. Pa gan yon ka fe, jounen jodi, tout moun ki te vire do ba Haiti yo jounen jodi, administrasyon sa fe ou konen, li pa we ou, se Haiti ki peyi ou. So, lor rive Haiti toujou konen map la, gen lot moun kap la, kap toujou la pou ede ou, paske at the end of the day, Haiti se peyi nou, se sa pou nou goumen pou.
C'est ça, l'IFSM. Moi, remercier. Et comme John a dit, nous, pi gan ap mache a tête nou a terre. Situation dans le pays d'Haïti, c'est une situation qui est temporary. Même mot que yo ap utilisé jodia qui pour tormenter ou, pour humilier ou, pour faire ou sentir un gens. Pas oublier que situation qui dans le pays d'Haïti, que nous vivons pour nous changement, que nous pas vivre pour nous, c'est une situation qui est temporary. Et pays a pas prêté comme ça pour l'éternité. Marcher avec fierté que ou c'est haïtien. Pas marcher à tête ou à terre et faire bon Dieu confiance. Pour le prendre soin, pour le marcher avec que n'importe côté li voye parce que c'est bon Dieu qui met la terre. C'est lui qui dirige la terre. Que n'importe côté le voye que la protège. Li te traversé de l'eau avec pour arriver aux États-Unis. Gen nan nous qui rive aux États-Unis qui pas même espérer temps ou te fait aux États-Unis, la paix ou te joindre ou pas t'espérer ou t'a joindre, c'est une bénédiction te. Mais quoi? Non, bon Dieu, même bon Dieu, ça te traversé derrière un désert avec, même bon Dieu, ça qui te ouvert programme Biden pour, c'est même bon Dieu qui pourra utiliser pour faire un bon bagage en dans pays.
Yes.
Moi-même, personnellement, moi, tant de monde qui apprennent pour vivre à monde en Haïti. Moi, tant de monde qui comprennent belle bagaille, qui pour créer business en dans pays d'Haïti. Moi, pas qu'à tant de monde propre qui a un bel restaurant pour ba un côté pour haïtien pareil li ka vin chita pour manger et pour li enjoy. Et yon bagay, moi-même, moi remen tout le monde. Moi supporter caractère. Mais nous besoin plus monde pareil nous qui gagne fierté qui a fait bon bagay dans le pays à tout. Parce que nous prêts pour nous parler l'autre national que yo c'est haïtien que yo pas haïtien mais nous chita et puis nous a regardé c'est yo qui a fait. C'est ça te fait yo vin tellement à l'aise dans le pays ah oui yo pas quitter le pays parce que jodi a pour chita un côté propre c'est yo pour créer. Mais nous-mêmes haïtiens nous capables tout. On nous suspend à penser que Haïti c'est li pas bon, li pas ceci. Jana c'est une moun, même les pays à saccagé la montré Haïti. Mettez fierté à la caillou que ou c'est haïtien et que n'importe ça qui passe, comment c'est planifié, comment c'est gain une réserve un côté en Haïti que si pour entrer en Haïti ou gain un côté ou pour aller, mettez moun en place qui ka vin prend ou pour capable entrer dans le pays avec fierté. La vie continue. La vie pas finie pour vous, OK? Kounya ou te al passe un bon entraînement ou vin pi bon et là ou travail pour pays ou pral gagner un amour pour travail ou faire dans pays ou travail même Jean-Marie. OK? Le m'a travail pour pays, m'a travail à tout ça me gagne, tout ça me connaît et moi travaille avec un amour qui ou pas qu'à comparer parce que moi toujours mettais dans tête moi ça m'a fait pas gon l'autre monde qui ka fait que pays besoin
et même besoin nous Haïti like ça fait tout bail TPS ça les bon Dieu qui fait tout nous ka TPS sont mauvais bagay mais bon Dieu ouais Haïti besoin nous quel est monde qui vire do yo ba Haïti même pas comprendre moi côté mieux là qui t'aime fin l'école pour nous ouais mais oh je m'apprends tout à fait me dit États-Unis goodbye moi même Marie qui te connaît bon monde fou oh je m'pas atterri sur Marie là me dit me fini me voyer pas soit j'étais non pays let's go
m'a dit bagay gen nan nous qui dit que nous pas en affaire Haïti et c'est là bon Dieu méthode
yeah
parce que ou pas choisi ou après on l'autre monde joue une chance li pour le rester parce que nous chaque pas gen même chemin Gagne moun, c'est aux États-Unis bon Dieu besoin yo, c'est ça de fait. En dans communauté nous, m'pa vle pour gen jalousie. M'pa vle pour gen raïsab, m'pa vle pour nous toujours dans esprit division parce que gagner haïtien bon Dieu a kembe yo là parce que yo connaît bon Dieu connaît que yo. Bon Dieu connaît gen haïtien depuis le mettel dans position li ap travail et li ap aider en Haïti. Gen nan nous tout bon Dieu connaît ou ap travail tout oui mais l'on ap travail pour tête tout et travail ou faire ou tellement faire bon li pral metto là dans pays d'Haïti pour faire. Parce que gen moun ou ouais que moun gen haïtien li ap aider. Tout ça qui passe dans la vie nous by gloire à bon Dieu, OK? Et si pour entrer en Haïti, marrerin, pays est pour lier, bien nous kon pays d'Haïti puis bien que moi-même et Jana Ou kon ki jan pou viv, ou konen pou fè respect, ou pa rentre a pil bijou, sou, ou pa bezwen rentre pou ap fè moun wè, entre an normal, deja prepare. Si ou ka alon lot kote fèl, si ou deside pou rete, la kayou, fè preposisyon.
Haiti go, mes amis. Le Haiti tout stress ale. I'm free.
No, Haiti is a beautiful place, guys.
I love Haiti, man.
I love Haiti. The other day I woke up and I sent a message to one of my friends, and I told her, I said, I am just so overwhelmed with the fact of I can't just catch a public bus and go from one side of Haiti to another. Because I genuinely felt that is how I wanted to just get up that day and just pack my bag and just go with my camera and just take you guys with me. And each of us are in different areas in Haiti. And with the area where I'm at, thank God I'm safe, but you also limited to how you can commute, right? Yeah. So we have time, and I'm waiting to hear something good for you guys. But whatever happened, let it be God's will, and that I trust He will protect you guys, that the kids will be safe. Start planning today. If something was to happen to you and you have your child, who would have your child? Already do the power of attorney, prepare for the worst.
And for your property. In your property.
Yeah, pour ceux que on bagay mal, ta passé, nous connaissons nous sous statut TPS, nous gagnons petit monde pour nous tout préparer pour nous by power of attorney, nous connaissons aux États-Unis, c'est un pays tout bagay fait légalement, so préparez-nous pour nous capable by papier avec petit nous, avec monde qui nous fait confiance, même kay nous, si vous gagnez un canne banque, mettez un monde nous fait confiance pour gérer le pas fermé parce que gagner opportunité en mitant tout problème non si vous gagnez crédit card OK m'pas du al payer tout ça doué mais kembel pas dépenser tout ça qui la donne et kembe crédit oui kembe crédit parce que ou après même le ou entrer en Haïti bagay sa yo ap vraiment aider et ou ap joindre un gros soulagement dans la vie OK. Bon Dieu béni nous. Moi-même, moi remè peuple haïtien, moi remè tout le monde. Même gen un amour dans cœur vraiment pour peuple haïtien. Et c'est bon Dieu qui mettait là-dedans. Moi souhaite nous tout ça qui bon. Et même les que li pas bon. Et moi apprendre ça dans la vie. Connaît nous pas connaît. Gen de bagay malé pour me faire. Résultat pas bon. Li kon metto sous pied ou triste. Ou pas sentir ou quand même lever, mais m'a dit nous prend courage, OK? Marre et ça qui bon non peuple haïtien, nous c'est moun nous plein courage, strong, nous résilient. Capable ou à faire, OK? Nous capable, you will do it, you can do it. Et même laisser en Haïti, les nous passer by you na Claude Pablier pour dire pour saluer Life in Haiti, OK? Les nous, ouais, moi, on côté en Haïti, les nous dans market là, on baille comme ça. Bon Dieu béni nous. Haïti, c'est pays nous lié chéri. Gen moun qui citoyen, yo tout prêt pour yo entrer dans pays yo pour yo vinn vivre. Tout ça lié. Dis bon Dieu merci. Merci, Ja, you are a great guest.
Thank you.
Always. And you know you're welcome here anytime. And we'll do this again. And tell the people where they can find you before we go.
Jana Maya on TikTok and Instagram. Jana Maya, normally Jana, Jahana, and Mayard, Mayard. I'm Jahana Mayard.
On TikTok, right?
On TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
All right. Anthony, thank you too for becoming a member of Life in Haiti. Thank you for pushing that join button. We love you guys. Take care.
Bye.
And we're going to all keep our ears open to see what the end outcome is. Be blessed, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.